everybody, Zealous Talon here again. Today I'm going to review the newer Children of Bodom CD, Blooddrunk. Fuck yeah. I say newer because it's 2 weeks old. I meant to do this sooner, but life happens, you get sidetracked. Kind of been doing a couple other things, but forget it. Alright, back to what we're doing. This CD kicks ass. Like, seriously. For those of you who might have lost faith, kind of like I did, when Are You Dead Yet came out, their last studio release, fear not, they are back with a vengeance. For those familiar and unfamiliar with the band, this is their 6th studio release, and their second one since Ropalatvala replaced Alexander in the band. And it's very interesting. It's they've definitely progressed in their style, and I don't mean progressed in the sense so much as improved, because that's certainly open to debate. I mean progressed more in the sense that they've changed. They've changed from their sort of their thrash black roots. They've become kind of more metal progressive kind of thing. They integrate the elements of their music, namely the keyboards. Yanni's keyboards seem a lot more integrated into the music this time around. It's not as slow as Are You Dead Yet. I did notice that like a lot of the songs on Are You Dead Yet were either kind of slow, or in the case of the title track, they had this really staccato pace to them that I really didn't care for much. I liked all the first. That was kind of a letdown. It was almost like their Black album, you could say, where it's like it's not bad, but it's definitely the low point. But it's obviously it's not really a Black album in the sense where Metallica, obviously they just got worse. It just went downhill after that, and that was sort of like a hiccup for Bodom. But this CD is it's just great. Scratch the kitty. It just I have a hard time describing music, so I kind of question why I felt compelled to do this, but kind of just rolling and winging it here. The recording quality is much better than any of their previous releases. Any of you who listen to either of their live albums, Tokyo Warhearts or Stockholm Knockout Live. I don't know why I'm tongue twisted, but I am. Anyway, any of you who listen to either of those CDs, just they're like Rammstein or Tool or other bands where they're the heaviness and the just that grungy, gritty, bowel pounding, natural bass laxative music of theirs, just comes through a lot better in the live recording than in the studio recording. Everything prior to this kind of had a more muted sound when you compared it to the live versions, especially the songs on Are You Dead Yet when compared to the recordings on Stockholm Knockout Live. It's just like, I can hardly listen to that CD anymore. I just listen to the live recordings because it sounds so like hollow and muted, and the drums have like no getting kind of into the vague terminologies here. The drums had like no soul. The guitars were on the previous release, they were just like kind of muted under. The drums and the keyboard really kind of dominated their previous releases in a way, as far as how much the drums, the keyboard, and the vocals kind of had the volume. I think the guitars didn't really come out except on the live, which isn't to say that they were like quiet or anything. I'm just in a comparative sense, but on this it's just more balanced. The recording quality is just much more comparable to the live recordings. Just has a much heavier feel to it. Really on a... This is a lot like Follow the Reaper in that there's not one track on here that I don't like. I mean, there's certainly ones that I like more than... I take that... It's not like Follow the Reaper. It's almost more like Something Wild or Hate Breeder, where there's like, a couple tracks there where I'll generally pass over them. Namely, Roadkill Morning doesn't really appeal to me, and Smile Pretty for the Devil is alright. But everything else is pretty good. I mean, the real standout tracks on here, in my opinion, are Hellhounds on My Trail, which is the opening track. Really great song to open the album with. One Day You Will Cry and Tie My Rope, which Tie My Rope is the clip from the start of this video. Those both have a really cool keyboard intro. Yanni's been doing a lot more with the keyboards, or instead he's following the guitars kind of. He's definitely going less from the piano symphonic feel to the synthesized, more industrial aspect. Band from Heaven is another good track on here. It's just I'd put it probably in between Hate Crew, Death Roll, and Hate Breeder as far as how much I like this, which would put it on like 4 of 6. Follow the Reaper's my favorite, then Something Wild, then Hate Breeder, but this is very close. It just doesn't... It lacks that really classical, old school feel that kind of defined them in the beginning. Just the way they integrated kind of like, the old, just very technical but very brutal at the same time was... I just love that about them. And now they're shifting more towards brutality, but I mean, it doesn't feel as like classical technical, but it's still like technical in the sense that they definitely have talent. I mean, that's been established for quite a while. But yeah, sum it up. Are You Dead Yet was a speed bump. They're back in action, and they're out for blood. Blooddrunk. Buy it now.